The most important asset right now in Dynasty Fantasy Football is a rookie pick. But not the rookie pick you might think, actually. Not 2024 rookie picks. Not like Caleb Williams and Drake May and Jaden Daniels and all those guys. I'm talking about 25 rookie picks. And you could say 25 is a long time away. And that's what everybody says. Everybody's like, yeah, 25. I can't even think about 25. And then it's August and people are like, oh my gosh, that's after this year.
Yeah.
But we forget that because we are so short-sighted. We cannot see past the draft. We can't see past the combine. I want to show you a couple things to start this video. This is a graph from Keep Trade Cut. The value graph of a 2024 early first. So how the community has valued this. Let's look at a year ago even. 4682. Can you do some quick maths for me? 4682.
Numbers.
And now it's at 7,000. That is over a 50% increase in value from the early first. 50%. We talk all the time about value and winning value trades and getting insulated value. This is legit guaranteed. Let's look at mid-first now. 2024 mid-first. Looking at all-time. A year ago, 4,300. Okay? Now, 5,400. You're talking about 1,100 difference. That's about a 25% increase. About 25%. And it only goes up. It doesn't go down. Even the late firsts. Last year, when you're looking at all time, about 3,700. Now at about 4,600.
It's funny how that one just has levels.
I know.
And then it's really flat, and then it just goes up.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it went up, right? Where does it go down here? Besides the little baby things. But this is day trading. We're not looking at the Dow every day and being like, oh, it went down, it went up. We're looking at it zoomed out in a 9-year window, and we're like, oh, it goes up about 3% every year. Right?
Yeah.
That's what this is. That's what this is. You talk about investing from a financial standpoint and the difference between day trading stocks and investing in mutual funds and things that follow things like the S&P 500. And you look at mutual funds and you'll think, okay, there's a lot less risk because you're following these things and it's a very zoomed out over time thing. That's what this is, except you don't have to wait that long. You have to wait 1 year and then you get that return. 25% minimum?
It is literally guaranteed.
Good luck trying to buy 24 first right now. And we say this every year around this time. Good luck trying to buy 24 first because everybody and their mom's excited about this class and everybody has rookie fever. Oh, we've gotten so many rookie fever. Last year, people said we weren't high enough. But I'm telling you, good luck buying those picks this year. But you know what people don't really value right now? 25 firsts.
And actually, if you're a multi-year rebuild, 26 firsts. 26 firsts are, even cheaper.
And so the only reason you maybe wouldn't want to target 25 firsts is if you were contending next year.
Yeah.
If you're not contending next year and you know that, you're targeting 25 firsts. Maybe even more so than 24 firsts. 24 firsts are more expensive, you're more likely to overpay, and they have a lot less room to grow in value. 25 firsts, they're cheap, people don't care about them, they're guaranteed to grow in value, and they will grow in value a lot from now to August. Even if you're a contending team, you want to put your value in, it's almost like investing in gold or something, like, yeah, I've got the gold standard or whatever. Picks are the gold standard. If you want to take all the value you've accumulated and be like, I'm going to throw that into 25 firsts, and then in August, and we're looking at the graphs here, let's look at the graph for 2024, by the time it gets to oh my gosh, August, it's already almost,
right.
It's already a 40% increase.
Yep.
Even the mid-first, when you're looking at February of last year or even March of last year versus August, it's a huge increase. It's a huge increase. And so even if you want to put your value in 25 picks, you're playing the market. You know they're going to go up in value. They will go up in value. We'll tell you why. It's not a bad idea. It really isn't.
Yeah, and this is a discussion that I think, every year we're going to come out with a video like this because we deal with this situation every single year. Last year, it was the hype of the 23 first, the hype of the 23 101 that was Bijan Robinson. And we were saying, well, that 24 class, year before that, well, that 23 class, year before that, well, that 22, and Malik Willis. And we just, it's a cycle, and it goes on and on and on. And honestly, right now, we're kind of in this golden age of rookie picks because I think everyone is aware how valuable rookie picks can become. So, we maybe in the future we'll get to a point where rookie picks start, plateauing at a certain point in the offseason. But we're still, in my opinion, we're not close to that yet. We're not. And when you're looking at 2024 specifically, and you're looking ahead to 2025, you want to not just guarantee if you're a rebuild, right? You don't want to just guarantee that you're going to get a pick that increases in value, right? You want the assurance that whatever pick you're acquiring is going to be a hopefully an early to mid first. You don't want to end up with that late first. Like we all went through this last year. I can tell you for a fact that Avery and I, both of us, targeted 24 firsts as rebuilds, and we were like, oh, that pick is going to be a early to mid first at worst. And guess what it ended up being?
Late first.
A late first, the 10th or the 11th overall pick in the 2024 rookie draft. It's unfortunate. It sucks, which is why the lesson to be learned there is that, you shouldn't overpay for a pick.
Don't overpay for an early pick.
Because that's a big reason why 25 early firsts aren't as valuable now as they will be in a year, because they're not certain.
That's true.
So one thing that you should know with this strategy here is that you should be strategic with the picks that you're targeting right now for the future. But you also need to be aware that they may not land where you expect them to land. I cannot tell you how many trade scenarios we have answered from people who say, it involves a pick that's a projected early first. It involves a pick that's a projected mid first. Not buying it. Not buying it. Here's a rule number one when you're making negotiations a year in advance for rookie picks. You always assume that every single pick is a late first. And if the league mate that you're negotiating with does not agree with you or does not see eye to eye with you, you move on to the next league mate.
Here's what I can tell you. The top 4 teams in your league right now, from a points per game perspective, they don't care about their 25 first. And if they've still got it, they'll trade it. Be the smarter dynasty player and go poach that 25 first. Let's look at the 25 class. Just in case you'd think we're lying about people getting hype, which people even got hype for the 22 class. People can get hype for that class, which was only receivers. Then people can get hype for any class. This class is not only receivers. This class is the next best class, right? Which, of course, we're the one with rookie
Sanders. We're in the second generation of professional athletes. We've got the Sanders, we've got the Harrisons, we've got the Mannings, we've got
Joe,
we've got the Gore. Frank Gore wouldn't be ranked nearly where he is right now if he weren't Frank Gore's son. So, Shadur Sanders, man, he's probably, if we were to estimate right now, guesstimate because of his athletic ability, probably the QB1.
Okay.
Probably. I don't know. Carson Beck, he's looking pretty good. Quinn Ewers, he may be able to make a nice jump now that Texas going to be the SEC next year?
Yes.
They are going to be the SEC next year.
Yeah.
And the level of play, at least from the defenses that Quinn Ewers is going to have to go against, he's either going to skyrocket up boards or he's going to plummet. And this is going to be a huge year for him. I could see him rising to the occasion and making a name for himself.
What about Drew
People
Aller?
didn't like him this year. Yeah, Drew Aller. I mean, is it Aller or Aller?
I don't know. It's not 2025, so I don't know how to pronounce these guys' names yet. But I know he's good, and I know he's going to be on people's...
Mm-hmm.
I've watched him play plenty. Running backs. TreVeyon Henderson went back to school. TreVeyon Henderson's going to project as a decent prospect, like a first-round dynasty prospect next year, a first-round rookie prospect next year. Nick Singleton. You had Devin Neal go back to Kansas. Devin Neal could... You got Quinshon Judkins, went to Ohio State. He's going to be a guy next year that you're going to be watching, right? Tons of guys here. Wide receiver, Egbuka, back to school. He'll be there next year, right? McMillan, he'll be there. Luther Burden, the previous number 1 overall ranked prospect in the 2025 class.
Yep, those are big school guys too. That's McMillan's from Arizona, and Burden is from Missouri.
Yep, and Evan Stewart, Travis Hunter. Everybody knows who Travis Hunter is, right?
Yeah,
and
Deion
now
Sanders 2.0.
Obviously, it's going to depend if he goes out as a wide receiver,
right?
But you see the potential is there. We're still going. You've also got a number of decent tight end prospects for next year compared to the depth of this year's class. People are going to get excited about these names, even if they're just because they play for Colorado, which happens.
Yeah.
People are going to, but this is also, there's some talent in this class. There's talent in every class.
Every single one.
And I don't even think it would matter. Even though I could give you the top guys in 2025 and say, this is why, it doesn't really matter. They always go up in value. They always do. It never, ever, ever fails. Ever. It may
even
fail
late first.
It may fail for maybe a late first between now and in 4 weeks will go down in value a little bit. Yeah, sure. But when you're talking about more than a year out and you're talking about a 6 or 7 month period, it does not fail. It does not fail. They will increase in value. That makes them the most important asset right now in Dynasty Fantasy Football. The 2024 picks, as it stands in late February, they're not guaranteed to go up in value a whole lot more than they already are. They're reaching their value peak. So 2025, they're the most value-insulated asset that has the most room to grow in Dynasty Fantasy Football. Again, if you're not contending next year, and even if you are, it is smart to go poach 25 first right now from your league mates. That is an actionable thing you can do as you're watching this video. Just if you're watching it on YouTube, you can keep us on and keep listening to us and go to your Sleeper app and try to trade for 25 first right now. Do it. Do it. I promise you. Do it. I promise you, you will not regret it in 7 months. I promise you won't. But again, even mid to late first, here's your number. Even mid to late first typically go up about 15% in overall value from March to August of the same year. That's based on past trends, past data.
So we're approaching that window's about to start closing. I mean, once we get to March, it's going to be a perpetual decline of the value return that you're going to get once you invest some picks after the month of March.
Because people who don't have 24 picks are going to be like, well, I guess I might as well go for 25. And then they're going to start looking at the 25 prospects and they're going to be like, and all their favorite YouTubers, besides us, are going to start releasing 2025 rookie prospect, rookie rankings videos way too early. Way too early. I love how we title things way too early when it's like we play Dynasty. I mean, if everybody's doing it, nothing's that early.
Yeah, and you know what happens as a Dynasty community gets bored. I mean, this isn't our best of video at live streams. It's Dynasty players get bored. And it just is true. I mean, we're already looking at the rookie prospects. Shut up, man.
You sound like a broken boat motor. Keep it in. Keep it in.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we started looking at rookies in when? November? Late November, early December is when we came out with the 2024 class. Yeah. Guys, we're professionals by the time. We are casual professionals that know all about the 2024 rookie class by the month of March.
True.
So, I mean, 4 months of pretty much all we're doing is rookie analysis. You better believe we're getting bored with the same names. Because we have exhausted every single asset you could ever dream of, all the ones that aren't going to get drafted, and we're like, oh my gosh, I need new names. I've got them all memorized. Like, I just added another 50 names to my word bank or name bank.
I know what Jalen McMillan's high school nickname was. Like, I know it all now.
Yeah.
What am I going to do? And then like, oh, Shedeur Sanders. Is he related to Dion? Oh.
And the fun names like Emeka Egbuka. And we already know that name. Now we're just looking forward to him being back. But like, yeah, and we got another McMillan next year. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be fun. But let's keep our head above the waves. And one way that you can do that is understand how significant the hype is for 2024 right now. And if given a situation where you're in a multi-year rebuild, can trade back or get a 25 first at a discount right now, please do it.
Yeah.
I promise you, we have a lot of experience in Dynasty Fantasy Football, and some of our most successful teams today were teams that were the worst of the worst 3 years ago, and instead of 3 or 4 years ago, and instead of investing in 2022, which was the year of, we decided to invest in 2023, and we're crushing it now. Crushing.
It's serious, and it's not every single team we have. I have some teams that really
we have
suck.
some that are awful.
But the point still stands. And I think the point that Nathan made there about down tiering in the 2024 draft, we talk a lot about trading back and how that could potentially bring more assets to your team that are going to help you in the future. 25 firsts are assets that are going to help your team in the future. Probably the most likely to help your team in the future. So if you're down tiering from the 102 to the 105, by the way, same tier there, right? For the most part, we're calling that 101 to 105 the same tier right now. Maybe a little bit of drop after 102. And you're getting a 25 first. Like, I like that. Mm-hmm. If you're going from the 106 to the 108 and dropping out of that top 7 tier, but you're getting a 25 first, I like that. And if you say, oh, nobody's going to pay that. Nobody would pay a first to move up 2 spots.
We're seeing it. We're seeing people pay a premium to move up 1 spot.
And it gets worse. We're going to get into April. We're going to get into May. And people are going to be dying to get Rome Odunze because Rome Odunze went to the Chargers.
Dying to gift you literally whatever the frick you want. And I love Rome Odunze.
They'll be like, oh, fine. Okay, fine. I'll do it.
Yeah.
And ultimately, why wouldn't they? Do it for fun and do it because it's a $20 league. But a $20 league will win you $250 in the future if you play your cards right.
So where's the balance here?
In the force.
The balance is avoiding a perpetual rebuild. The balance is avoiding loading up on first years and years and years down the road, and by the time you get to that year where you have a ton of picks, the league is dead. And you lost a ton of money. Because remember, what is the goal of Dynasty Fantasy Football? Just like fantasy football, it's to win money, win championships, and winning money is what?
Cool.
There you go.
It's in our highlights video. I don't know. We should probably stop talking.
Yeah, but remember that we play Dynasty Fantasy Football in 2 to 3 year windows. So if you're trading for a pick in 2027, please just don't. Just don't. Like, don't go any further than 2026. It really should be illegal.
Yeah.
And there you go.
All right. There's your doofus video of the day, bringing you jam-packed Dynasty information.
Helps you win money because money is...
Cool. I got it. All right, make sure you drop a like and make sure you subscribe as well if you play Dynasty Fantasy Football. And if you want a team blueprint, which looks like this, and also our 2024 Dynasty Domain Rookie Draft Guide, head over to flockfantasy.com/domain. Use code DOMAIN. Get 30% off. Get both of those things, and you can get your team blueprint reviewed on the channel, and you can also get our Discord. You can get in our listener leagues. You can get all of it. And you get to hang out with us, get in our DMs, which our DMs are pretty fun.
It is.
Pretty fun.
It is sliding those DMs.
And that's where I'm ending it. Bye.